Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Hello crafters, and welcome to my channel if you're new here. Welcome back if you're a subscriber. Today we're going to make a very special card. It's for my husband Mike, and we're going to make an 8x8 card. So this is a big card. Unless I'm doing a showstopper, this is a big card I'm making today. I'm using a plethora of products. I have some Love from Lizzie, I have some Paper Discovery, and I have some Made to Surprise as well. So as you can see, I've everything here on the desk. I'm going to start with the products I'm using first. So the first thing I'm using is the Birthday. This is the Shadow and Word dies. They're from Love from Lizzie. I'll link everything that I can down below in the description. If I haven't anything linked, you can leave a comment. I might have missed something, or it may just be that it's out of stock. But these dies are from the Love from Lizzie website, and they actually die cut out this Birthday here. I've used the stamps from Paper Discovery and dies from Paper Discovery as well. I have them here. So these ones are the Dance On products that I have here. So I got the stamps and dies, that's them there, you get them. 10 dies and 14 stamps, and this is how I keep them in my stash on my shelf. I have them, the dies are on magnetic sheet and the stamps are on just a 300 GSM sheet, and they're in these wallets. But these are those, and that one looks very like my husband Michael, so hence the reason and he loves Strictly Come Dancing. He is a massive fan of Strictly Come Dancing. I'm going to use some of these on the card as well as some of the sentiments. And when I saw this set when it came out months ago, and it had "Have a strictly fabulous birthday," I knew I had to get it to make this card, because Craig on Strictly Come Dancing says fabulous, darling. So yeah, and I know my husband will get a kick out of it. I'm also going to use another sentiment from this, and it's "Dance like no one's watching." Well, my hubby doesn't care if anyone's watching. He loves to dance and he loves to sing. So they're the two sentiments that I'm going to use on this card. And then finally, I'm using the Large Modern Numbers die set. These are Made to Surprise by Sam Calcott. This is how I store mine, and then they're all in here. So what you actually get is you get the shadow as well as the number, and this is how they look. They're a lovely size, so I'm going to use them, and I have some on the front and then the rest are on the back. So yeah, they are all the stamps and dies I'm going to use for this card. So you can see here I have some of, well, I have mostly everything I'll need out. With them, what I've done is I've die cut out my little dancer in black, and then I've die cut them out in this sparkly glitter card, but it's a non-shed glitter. This I got off Amazon. I think it was a 50 pack of mixed, and I don't know if it's available, but like I said, I will definitely link it. But all the shine on this, it's just fabulous. So I have them doubled up, and I'm doubling up all of them for a bit of strength. I've also stamped the glitter ball, I've stamped the record player, I've stamped some of the records as well. And what I've done is, there are dies for these, but I fussy cut them because I didn't want to have a shadow outline on them. So I cut them along the edge, and then I took a black pen, and you want something that has like a brush tip to it. This one worked if you have the image facing away and then go along the edge and put a black line on. then it won't show if you've missed any, or if you haven't cut it out very well, you won't notice it. But if you have a Cricut or a scan and cut, you can always use that to cut on the line. With the numbers, I have doubled these up as well. So I took some black foam pads that I have in my stash, and what I did was I put these onto some white cardstock, and then I put the numbers on top and I die cut them out. I die cut them out again on just white cardstock, and then I die cut the black smaller number then just once. So I have my layers there. So when this goes down and I take off all the release paper, the black foam, it'll be black foam rather than white, and I thought that would look really cool. And I'm just going to pop that back on there now so that it doesn't, isn't that just Murphy's Law? I did have Craft Stash do foam sheets, and I have it in white, but I don't have any in black, which was so annoying, hence the reason I used the little foam pads. I've also done it on the TH, but the birthday, I'm not going to put any dimension on that. That's going to get glued straight down. So that's those. I've die cut out some hearts from my stash. I used an embossing folder. I think it's the dots and something embossing folder. These are a couple of hearts I die cut out for another card, and I actually am going to use them. And then I have all the little die cuts, the music notes and bits and pieces from the die set in there to embellish the card. So that's all of those. Now let's have a look at our card and our mats and layers and everything we're going to use. So like I said, I have an 8x8 ready-made card here, and it comes with envelopes. Now this is an 8x8. It's the envelopes that are 8x8. So if you're buying ready-made cards and envelopes, you might want to check that out. So my card base is actually a 7 7/8 by 7 7/8 card base, but I'm going to give you the measurements for if this was an 8x8, and I'll also tell you the measurements that I will use for this because it'll need to be reduced. The measurements for this card will be down in the description, so don't panic. I'll have the measurements on the screen, but they'll be down in the description as well. So my card base is 8x8 card base if you're making one yourself. If you want to make one yourself and make an envelope on your envelope maker board or whatever, what you can do is cut a piece of 8x8, then cut a piece of 8.5x8, score at a half, and where your score line is, fold, and then join the two together, and that will give you an 8x8 card. So you know, you don't have to have large sheets of paper to make an 8x8 card base. Okay, so the next thing I have is some of this holographic cardstock. Isn't it just the bomb? I love it. It's so cool. Again, it was part of that pack where I got the black glitter cardstock that I spoke of earlier. Now this piece is, if you're making an 8x8 card, this piece will be 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. For my one, this piece measures 7 5/8 by 7 5/8. So that's going to give me a nice border the whole way around. Inside then, oh, hang on, before I jumping ahead of myself, I also have this piece of white cardstock. This piece measures 6 by 6, and it's going to go on the outside here. Now I'm going to embellish this, and what I'm going to do is, I'm just getting the stamps here so I can show you. I'm going to take this stamp here and I'm going to stamp it across the top, and I'm going to take this stamp here and I'm going to stamp it across the bottom, and then I'm going to put my man and my lady on there dancing. I'm going to put some music notes across the top, and then I'm going to stamp my sentiment, dance like no one's watching you. So we'll do that together shortly, but that's what I'll be using those stamps for. Now for inside our card. For inside our card, I have this piece, and this measures, it's how it came. It's an A4 sheet. It's 11 3/4, but I have cut this down to 7 5/8. Now, like I said, if you're doing an 8x8 card, it needs to be 11 3/4 by 7 3/4. So that's going to go in there. I want to score this piece on the long side at 7 3/4, or for my card, 7 5/8. And the reason for that is I'm going to make a pop-up come up here. So the front of our card will be here. It'll be a top folding card. You'll open it this way and there's going to be a pop-up here. So I can have, you know, all my, you know, die cuts here, and my dancing girl and my boy, and then I can have a pop-up. So that's what I'm going to do on that. So I'm going to score this. Like I said, if you have an 8x8 card base, you will score this on the long side at 7 3/4. But because my card is smaller, I'm going to score it at 7 5/8. Now you'll see it's not going the whole way down. Well, I didn't want to add another piece here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to embellish here. And again, I'm going to use the stamps. And I'm going to use this one here, the confetti one. I'm going to stamp it the whole way across, but I'll stop at the side. So it'll just be the length of our pattern paper. And I'll show you that. I'm also going to stamp a sentiment in here as well. But before we do that, I'm going to score this piece, and we're going to cut out our pop-up piece. Now, if you have dies, Made to Surprise has dies that will cut out this pop-up. But if you don't have dies, you can do it by hand. And I'm going to show you doing it by hand. So let's go ahead now, score this piece, our matte layer, and do some cutting. So I've got my Creative Craft Products scoreboard and cutter here. The white one here is a scoring blade, and this orange one here is a cutting blade. So I could use my scoreboard, but I'm going to use this. I have it to hand. So if your card base is 8x8, you're going to score this at 7 3/4. But because mine is smaller, I'm going to score this at 7 5/8. So I'm going to pop that there, make sure it's all up there to the top, and then I'm going to score this, and I'll do it a couple of times so I have a nice scored line. I'm going to fold that over then on the score line, make sure it's nice and straight, and once I'm sure it's nice and straight, I'm going to burnish that edge. Now, where is my burnish? There we go. So now I've that burnished. The next thing I want to do is some cutting. You could use your scoreboard for this. What I want to do is I want to come in an inch. So I'm going to mark that with my pencil. So I'm going to put my, I'm going to use the cutting trimmer only because I have it out. You could just take a ruler and a pencil and do it that way. So I'm going to come in 1 inch and I'm going to mark. And if you're using your trimmer, just set it there like that, and where your line is there, you just bring it across. And I want to do the same on the other side. And you can see here we've 1 inch. So if I bring that up there, I know I want to come in here. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. This is a guide. Now what I want to do is I want to come up 1 inch. So you can use your trimmer if you pop your piece down. And remember, we have this folded on our score line. Bring it over to the 1 inch and then bring our blade. And we can bring our blade down to the 1 inch here. So I'll bring that right down to 1 inch. And then I can lift it up and come over onto the other side. And again, I can pop down my trimmer and then bring this down to 1 inch, and the 1 inch is marked just here. So I line that up just to there. Perfect. The next thing we want to do is score across here, and again you can open it up or you can lay it flat, it's up to yourself. And I'm just going to, I have my fold line here, so just hover it up there and then bring that down. And then I'm going to do the same again. And bring it down. So we're scoring between those two score lines, or between those two cut lines, sorry. So this is what you should have now in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull these two towards us, and we're going to push this one away from us. So we'll have a mountain here, we'll have a valley in the middle, and we'll have a mountain here. And these two are mountains as well. And once you get that start to come up, you should be able to push that all forward then. If you pop it into your scoreboard, it'll help you as well. So there we go, we have those done. I'm going to now burnish those score lines, because this is so important, burnishing your score lines if you want your piece to sit well. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. It just has to be good enough. So there we go. There is our pop-out piece. Now all we need to do is insert this into our card base. So it's going to sit in there. Our score line here in the middle will line up with our score lines in the middle of our card, and then this should sit on there nicely, like so. And what we'll do is we're going to add glue to this part and to this part. We won't add any glue in here because we want that to be free to stand up. So I'm going to go away now. I'm going to add some glue. I'm going to center that nicely in there. I'm going to add my Kalal glue, which I have here. I decanted into a smaller bottle. I'm going to put my Kalal glue on all of this, and I'm going to stick that down to the inside of my card like so. And then once that's in there and it is glued down, I'm going to work on the front. That'll give this piece then a chance to set, for the glue to set. So I'm going to go away now and I'm going to do that. I'm going to move my scoreboard out of the way first. And I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to glue that down. just going to finish off now the front by embellishing it with these little gems. They're actually nail art gems, so they're not sticky backed, and they're just perfect for this because Strictly is all about the bling. So I think I think my hubby would get a kick out of that. So there we go. I love it. I'm absolutely delighted with it. I love all the products that I've used for this, and I mean this card can be set on the mantelpiece like this, or it can be displayed open. And really the idea of this is to be displayed open, really, on the mantelpiece, and I think that's what my hubby will do. There's lots going on in this card. It's so big I can't get it all in frame, but I'm going to take some pictures and I'm going to have them at the end there as well. So that's it, folks. That is our pop-up birthday card, and I'm just delighted with it. I'm chuffed. If there's any information that you require, please do have a look down in the description below, because there'd be measurements, there'd be links, etc. to the products that I've used down there. If you do make this card and you'd like to share it, you can share it on my Facebook group called Your Cards and Crafts, and I'd love to see your makes there as well. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there, folks, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.